You like this? Oh, nice. We need to plan that better more often.
Blue shirt.
Ooh. I'm not a Broncos guy, though, so it's not a Bronco.
You look like one. That's all that really matters.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my gosh. My agenda in the other room. Except for mine's got all my. Yes. You good? Okay, welcome to our city council meeting this evening. I apologize for the late start. I hate starting late. We had a phone call from the state regarding an important bill that we're working on, and so it held us up a minute, so we apologize. But this is already looking forward to this event this evening, what we're going to have tonight. So with that, we will get right to it with item 4.1, the Hermann Police Department Honor Guard.
Right? Honor guard, attention. Forward, arms. Forward, march. Mark time. Mark. Hold. Left. Face. Stand. Colors. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order. Colors. Right. Face. Forward. March.
Thank you to our honor guard. Apart from the recognition tonight, I think that's my favorite part of this evening is that experience right there. So thank you. We'll move on to item 4.2, City Council comments and recognitions. Turn the time over to council if you've got anything to report at this point.
I couldn't make it this morning due to a work conflict, but was extraordinarily excited to see that Lee's Marketplace is now open. So great to have a new business in the community doing so well. We're glad to have all our new businesses. But a nice big grocery store over there in the Academy Village area is just awesome. So congratulations to Lee's Marketplace and to our community.
That's what you were going to say. I would also add on to that, Garage Grill also, unofficial, well, haven't had a grand opening yet, but boy, are they open. And they are busy, and we are thrilled to have them. This community's been begging for a sit-down restaurant, and we brought it. It's great. Great first step for this city. So check those out. And we always encourage as a council to support local and shop local wherever possible. So please continue to do so. And thank you for those businesses for investing in our community.
Yeah, I was able to attend this morning along with Sherry and Mayor and plenty of city staff at Lee's Market. It was exciting. The parking lot was full. The weather was amazing. Inside, it's a beautiful store. If you haven't had a chance to get up there, go up there and check it out. They're an exciting family business, and that was what they talked about a lot today, the founders, and it was exciting to see that they're bringing that family and that atmosphere here to our town, and it gives us another resource on that south end. So if you live there, it's awesome. And yeah, the Garage Grill is amazing as well. So
thank you. Okay, at this point, we will move on to item 5, public comment. At this point, audience members may bring any item to the City Council's attention. Comments will be limited to 2 minutes. State law prohibits the council from acting on items that do not appear on the agenda. Public comments for this meeting will also be conducted electronically. Any person interested in addressing the council may submit a comment by emailing recorder@hermann.org or by visiting hermann.org/agendas and minutes, where there is a link to fill out an online public comment form. Your statement will be incorporated into the public record. As of right now, I do have one comment form from Hussein Youssef. If you wouldn't mind coming forward. Hussein, if you could just just state your name and your address for the record.
Hussein Youssef, 727 Eagle Pass, North Salt Lake.
Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to discuss, I went to the city and I'm here to discuss an alternative tobacco license. Now, this license does not exist in Hermann. They told us that the only way to get it is by you applying for a mixed retail license and limiting your sales to 35%. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the mixed retail, but that 35% sale is not legitimate. Nobody follows that rule. And the reality is, people that smoke are gonna continue to smoke and go outside of Hermann. And what I would do is not have tobacco at all there. I've been doing this for 11 years, and I own a store in Murray, actually. And if you look at all of our reviews, we helped so many people quit and eventually quit vaping. We're not your typical store. If you walk in, you would see all of our essential oils, all of our supplements, all of the people with at least 6 years of experience trying to help people quit. And that's all I have to say.
Great, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Any other public comments at this time? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to item 6, City Council Board and Committee Reports. Councilman Shields, we'll start with you. Anything to report today?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Next week, nothing from you today. Councilman Hodges.
yes, I've been appointed to the sewer board for South Valley Sewer District, and My first board meeting with them was actually Tuesday morning and just yesterday morning. And it's pretty amazing that we're talking about sewer and treatment and facilities, everything, everybody uses the facilities. So we're talking about our 10-year projects and how much pipe we have and what we're doing with that. And technology has helped us out, save a lot of money by using cured-in-place pipe to do a couple miles of concrete pipe that we need to do. We have over 1,000 miles of pipe in our systems, and we process right now about 18.4 million gallons per day of waste. And we're actually turning that waste into biosolids and soil amendments rather than putting it in the landfill now, which is not only benefiting our landfills, but benefiting the community. And then we're also discussing next month at our meeting, development west of U-111 that's currently not in our district, and nobody ever thought we'd go west of U-111. So we're breaching on that doorstep very quickly. So that's my report from the sewer district.
Thank you. I will also report just on items that we're watching during the legislative session. We continue to watch House Bill 151, which just was brought up to us. That's the phone call we had right before this meeting involving retail incentives. We're still watching that. We're now working with the Senate now. It's passed through the House. We're still working with the Senate to try to look for some exceptions for Hermann to be able to still offer some of those incentives to be able to bring some retail to the area. What's being referred to as SB 34 plus still has not dropped officially, which is 6 days left, 7 days left in session. And for us to not have seen that is crazy to me. But what we have seen from the league is basically we don't think it'll affect us much. It's going to be probably still remain only 3 of the bucket list items, and the bucket list items have become more achievable to where we don't have to achieve stuff. It's be working towards basically that sort of stuff. It's going to include some data gathering, which has been critical. I think will really benefit Hermann as far as our efforts there. But then it's going to have an incentive, like a rewarding. So if you have 3 items, which we fulfill 4 now of the bucket list items, if we can get to 5, then we qualify for additional infrastructure money. So which we've been asking for is reward the cities that are doing the right way, which I think we have been trying to make those efforts. So look for those this week. Hopefully we're hoping it'll drop tomorrow. House Bill I want to recognize House Bill 399. Cody Stromberg was very instrumental in this. We lobbied our representatives to protect our officers and others during the Garrity process. So I know there's been some negative press about that. I think it's been misinterpreted in the press a little bit. So just know, as a council, we reached out and fought for you, and we appreciate your efforts on moving that forward. So it looks like it's going to be, so far, so good. Passed out of the House. I think the Senate, they thought, will be a different battle, but we'll keep working with our senators on that for you guys. So that's all I have as far as reports. I should mention at this point, too, Councilman Henderson is trying to join us. He's not here right now. We'll excuse him for a minute. He's hoping to join us later this evening. So at this point, we'll move on to item 7.1, a UDOT presentation on the future U-111 environmental study. We'll turn to Jonathan.
Good evening, Council. I'll be brief. Since UDOT themselves we anticipate that they'll come here sometime in the near future to discuss this. But this item is essentially just for us to remind and apprise the Council that UDOT is conducting an environmental study to extend U-111, realign U-111 in the orange areas shown in the map that you see here. The engineering department, as well as other departments in the city, are currently meeting with them. We meet with them tomorrow, actually, to kind of they're continuing meeting with their stakeholders, and Hermann City is obviously a large stakeholder in this. We've met with them once, and they expressed interest to come and present this as well when they've matured this just a little bit more to work with the City Council. The other item important to note is that Hermann City independently conducted a study and submitted it to UDOT for their consideration as they're doing this as well. you can say they've got an anticipated schedule that's pretty coarse. It's pretty broad, and they'll fine-tune that as they move along. But they anticipate a draft in November of this year, and then they'll probably finalize that about a year from now. So, any questions for me? Again, it's just to remind and apprise of what's happening currently. And that
Could you
they'll be
mention,
here soon.
could you mention the two meetings that are coming up? Because are the public invited to those meetings?
For our stakeholder meetings with the city?
No, for these, because they published an open house for this study as well next week.
You know what? I don't know off the top of my head if that is the case. We have got ourselves, they forwarded the invitation directly to us. Maybe that's something that I could circle back with. But there is, it's a website link. You just click on it and you can be invited. Does it say that it is? Okay. It is. Yep.
So next, second and the third. Second is a virtual, is that correct? Second is a virtual, and then the third is an in-person meeting.
In-person.
So if this, yep, at Hermann High School from 6 to 7:30, I want to say. We'll post that, look for social media. This does affect
Perfect.
Hermann, so very
Yeah.
much so.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions for Jonathan?
Okay.
Thanks, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Okay, move on to item 7.2, HPD Officer Oath of Office Ceremony.
Thanks, Mayor and Council, for time this evening. We promised Jonathan we'd pack the house for his UDOT presentation, so you're welcome, Jonathan. As promised, this is the second group, the second wave of our badge pinnings to try and catch us up from our COVID absence from in-person meetings. And we're privileged to be able to present members of our department and our family to you tonight. The pinning of the badge is a very important ceremonial tradition in law enforcement. The badge is the most visible symbol of the public's trust in us, and thus we memorialize through ceremony when the badge is passed to us for the first time. The badge is traditionally pinned by a member of the officer's family in recognition of the sacrifice and support provided by our loved ones. And so we'll present to you tonight first our two promotions. Sergeant Jose Lopez. And while he's pinning, if we could invite the members of the council and our city manager to come down to the front like we did in December, and we'll take some photographs and hopefully speed this up just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Buddy, where's our tape? The sign scene.
Front and center, Jose.
Good. Hold on, I'm gonna, Sherry, come on this side. Okay.
Thanks. Sergeant Marcus Beckstead. Officer Ryan Hoyne. Officer Cody Adam. Officer Cody Fairbanks. Officer Anna Miono. Our community services officers, Jenny Harward. Community services officer, Aaron Carney. Our new victim liaison, Lisa Zupancic. And finally, our new mental health specialist, Madison Fox. If I could have all of our pinned members up to the front, we'll do one group photograph, and then the new officers will have their oath of office given by Jackie. Cody's on the back row.
On council, Anna. One of you guys on this side just to balance out the white and black. Picture. In there, Chief.
No. Let's do one and then we'll do it. All right, we're all right down there. We're all right.
Right, yeah, go on that side. All right. Okay.
Happy birthday, Marcus.
What?
Marcus's birthday.
What? The photo. See Marcus? Marcus. What? What was that, Wendy? I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm all thanks.
Somebody remembered for me.
Our flight was boarding at 6 a.m., so
Where'd you fly out?
JFK.
Oh, really?
You guys are like,
All on you.
you guys are like stairs.
Yeah, you're good. You can disperse.
That is so awesome that all four of those human beings do the same job.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Council. We had hoped with that larger group that we wouldn't have to do this for a very long time. Brian? but it seems that we'll be back in short order, so more to come.
Thank you, Cody. Welcome to all of those new officers to our city. I truly believe we've got the best department in the state, and I truly appreciate your service to our community. So, and then congratulations to those promotions as well. So thank you. Move on to item 7.3, a presentation of HPD Citizen Valor Awards.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We have 3 Citizen Valor Awards we'd like to present to our citizens tonight with you present. If I can invite Sergeant Ben Ricks up, please. And I will have him do the presentation.
So this is a Citizen Valor Award presented by Hermann Police Department for Michelle and Stephen Olson. Are they here? Come on up. I'm just going to read this off, and then you guys can have this, okay? On January 13th, 2022, Michelle and Stephen were driving through a neighborhood when they observed thick black smoke blowing out of the garage of a residence. Recognizing the immediate danger, they turned around and went back to the house. Not knowing if the house was occupied, they attempted contact at the front door. The homeowner and his family were in the basement and unaware of the danger they were in. Michelle and Stephen alerted them to the fire, so occupants were able to get out safely. Michelle contacted 911 to have the fire department respond. Stephen, a full-time firefighter from Murray City, gave Michelle valuable information about the hydrant location and a description of what was occurring to aid the incoming fire department units. When the unified fire units arrived, Stephen assisted with prepping the hydrant and helping with the hoses. The actions taken that day by Michelle and Stephen, without a doubt, saved the family's lives and prevented a great tragedy. We commend them for their quick action and selfless response to a dangerous and dynamic situation.
If you want to turn yours around too. Yeah. Perfect.
We'll just go ahead and introduce the next one. If I can get Supervisor Debbie Pedersen, and does Sarah want to come up? She was involved in this. You get to read it. That's all right. I'll turn the time over to Debbie. Thank you.
Nicole Peterson. On January 14th, officers Chad Buck and Sarah Thrall were notified of a dog that had fallen in the Cove Pond. The dog had fallen through the ice. Officers were able to get a rope on the dog, but the rope only pulled the dog further under the ice. Nicole observed what was going on and stopped to help. Nicole told the officers that she specializes in cold therapy and was willing to enter the water. Officers asked her to wait so that they could try to pull the dog out with a net, but when that failed, Nicole immediately crawled onto the thin ice. While holding onto the rope, the ice gave way and Nicole went into the water, but was still able to grab the dog. The officers were then able to pull Nicole and the dog out of the water. We would like to commend Nicole for her actions and selfless response to a dangerous and dynamic situation.